Hey, what's up, folks? What up, internet? Sorry I'm late. We're too busy kicking ass on what is, on the surface, kind of a boring day, but we had TURB all morning. TURB, TURB. And we were in from 585. And we rode this bad boy. Well, some of us rode this bad boy all the way up to 1975 because that's market mechanics for you. Hang on, I'll be right back. Let me just get my face up. TURB, that's what's happening. I can take a noun and bend it. So, yeah, ask me how I find these stocks every day. Ask me. No, really, ask me. It's okay. Hey, what's up? Oh, great. We're down 7 cents. Chicken check, y'all. 1 2 1 2. Hey, what up? So, if you don't know, I have a lot of nicknames, right? Well, my real name is Kenny Glick. Some people think I'm still somebody else. Jefferson Krull. When I started doing my videos on the internet, I was so embarrassed of how terrible I was trading. I didn't want to use my real name because that was kind of like the shtick that I was doing. People still think that's who I am. But I have a lot of nicknames. What's up, Abe? I'm the Abraham of assets. I'm the Barack of bread, the Cain of cash, the David of ducats, the Elijah of earnings, the Frank of funds. I'm the Glick of Gelt for you Yiddish. But the way that I'm always ahead of everybody as far as these weird stocks is because my real secret identity is Scanman. You know, instead of going to the Adam Sandler concert last night, I had tickets 8th row to go. I had to get my teeth fixed. Yeah, having some bad, I'm having a bad moment. They're all. Does anybody have the old school dentures where you put them like my grandparents used to have? They take the whole thing out of their mouth, top and bottom, put them in a jar next to the. They put them in some like liquid. Seeing your grandparents without teeth first. Like now they do the implants and stuff. Man, I mean, I was pricing this stuff out. I got rotting teeth. It's just awful. Maybe because I drink black coffee all day and smoke. But I've inherited bad teeth from my dad and my mom. And yesterday, I had to fix some stuff because I had a tooth pulled and it my face hasn't been the same. Gemi bad pick. Why are you still in it? We crushed that trade yesterday. Sat here for 3.5 hours. You're still in it. That's your issue. Why? I don't hold overnights. I'm a day trader. Bad pick. Maybe for you. Why are you trading it today? We were just talking about it, as a matter of fact, and talking about IPOs that break $30 generally go to 27.50. It was great for us. It was a testament of how good of traders we are, as we knew not to sell it unless it broke down yesterday. And let's review. So somebody's talking about a bad pick in Gemi. For you, maybe this morning, if you bought it again. But why would you be on the other side of a multi-day VWAP rejection, VWAP breakdown, and you tested VWAP from underneath and you failed? There's one reason to short, two reasons to short, three reasons to short, four reasons to short, five reasons to short, six reasons to be short the stock today. You're obviously a swing trader, right? I don't swing trade unless stocks are going up. My swing trades are very, very specific, right? I own stocks until they stop going up, and then I dump them because I hate every stock. I'm a bear. Every stock to me is absolutely 100% worthless until they prove that they're worth me holding on to, like mom. You don't need to ask me. I'm still in it, right? Day traded this stock about 2 years ago, and it treated me well. And then it crashed right back down to the prices that I was in it once before. Got back in at 250, sold some at 350, sold some at 5, sold some at 666, sold some at 750. I'm still in it because it's cooperating, right? Stock doesn't cooperate, kick it to the curb. You're in a stock in a bull market that's not going up. It's a dick. Seriously, if your stock's not going up in this market, your stock's a dick, right? And that was one of the funniest things somebody ever said to me. When I was like, that's hilarious. I'm going to steal that. Your stock's a dick. It really is. Your stock's a dick. What kind of stock's not going up in a bull market, right? And, within 3 days, if you have a stock, seriously, I'm being serious here. In a bull market, right? If you have a stock that doesn't have it, of course we traded TURB. That's all we traded today, baby. Yeah. I'll go through the trade with you. Bonjour to you, my friend. Oh, speaking of we might be going to Vegas. You guys want to go to Vegas with us? I got a phone call today. I might be doing a presentation in Vegas at the Day Traders Expo. There's an echo. Hold on. Check 1 2 1 2. Chickadee check now. You better now? Should be better now. Baba booey, baba booey.
Baba booey. Baba booey.
So I just said a whole bunch of stuff. Let me just pick a topic. TURB, Vegas, and Jemmy, right? That's what we're talking about? All right. Well, of course we traded the TURB. We went from 585 because I am scan man. That's what I do. Pretty much that's it. It's the only trade I had. Traded TURB twice and Q short. That's the whole day. So let's talk. By the way, I think I'll be around Thursday night if you guys want to hang. I was thinking about conjuring up Jeff Hirsch, talk about seasonality in the Yom Kippur Rosh Hashanah trade. If you guys don't know who Jeff Hirsch is, Google him. One of the great ones of the industry. Yale Hirsch wrote the Stock Traders Almanac, and Jeff has taken up the gauntlet and has continued all about seasonality. And right now, none of that's been working this year because this market refuses to go down. Since the power gap, I tried to explain it to you on May 12th. Power gap, man. Big moment in the market this year on May 12th. But yeah, Day Traders Expo, Vegas. Thinking about going. If anybody's interested. If we make this plan, everybody gets a free shirt. And I'll make it fun. I'll put some cool stuff on the back, like Hit the Bid School Trip Vegas 2025 or something. Yes, 2026. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, Traders Expo. Right. Yeah, I might be doing a little half-hour symposium about VWAP. I got a call with them today in the afternoon. Obviously, I'm not going to Vegas unless I'm doing a presentation. But I don't need much of a reason to go to Vegas, so that would be good enough. We fly in on Monday. We'll have some drinks. We'll meet some people. We'll schmooze. Tuesday, I'll probably do my presentation, and then we go out all night and just fly home on Wednesday because you really can't spend more than 2.5 days in Vegas. Weird shit starts to happen. All right, so let's talk. So we were talking about Gemmy options, right? And let me show it to you. Hold on a second. Oh, where'd they go? So Gemmy, right? There's nothing worse than a failing IPO, right? So you had your pop and then you dropped, right? And then you rolled and now you broke prior day low. That's it. Momentum on the way up and momentum on the downside. If you break, and this is something you don't see too often. That's why this stock is kind of a dick right now. Stocks are breaking prior day lows. What is that? You generally don't see it, right? So when you do, you got to take it under advisement and say something's wrong here. So prior day low, and under 30, it usually gets worse, right? I mean, it's putting up a fight right here at 30, I think, right? Jenny? Oh, no, actually, there you go. Actually, a big size on the offer. That looks like a buyer just showed up on Gemmy, as a matter of fact. But if it doesn't make a stand here, right, and it closes under 30, chances are you're going to 27.50 because that's how it works. And if you don't hold 27.50 and you break under 25, that's awful because IPOs that break under those levels tend to go to 20 bucks. And then if they don't make a stand, I'm talking about the underwriters and the people that brought this company public. If they don't make a stand at 20 bucks, you got a dog shit IPO. But we were talking about, listen, the Robinhood IPO was a complete epic fail, right? That doesn't mean it's over for life. And that's why I love being a bear, because you get these patterns. This is my Andy Dufresne. This was one of the biggest Andy Dufresne's. AMD, Carvana, and Hood were some of the best setups ever because the stock crashed and people left it for dead. Leaving it for dead is the Andy Dufresne pattern. Now it just goes sideways. And that's why I love Rambus. Where's my Rambus shareholders, huh? We waited 25 years for this day. It finally got to 100 bucks. Anybody still in Rambus from when you met me, Raging Bull? Remember Rambus? Yeah, I'll show you Rambus. Well, anyway, this Hood trade, right? So Gemmy, it could be one of these. I mean, it could just die and just go sideways for years. And then when it comes out of that sideways pattern, that's when you load up like A-Lab. A-Lab was kind of left for dead for a while. I mean, it felt like a longer period of time if you were in it. But, you know, basically from July all the way to October, the stock was dead, right? That's your Andy Dufresne. It goes dead, but there's nobody left to sell it. It just wanders through the muck. And then when it comes out of the muck, it runs to visit Sewataneo with Red, your friend, Andy. And A-Lab was one of those. And, ARM turned out to be one of those. But bottom line, to your point, it wasn't a pick to hold. It was just what we were trading yesterday. I'm a day trader who really doesn't own stocks. And what I do own, it's dribs and drabs of this. I own real estate. I take money out of the market and I buy buildings with it because I could go visit. I buy buildings and silver. It's where all my money's in. I have no stock. The Glick family were fully invested in the Qs, but it's a whole different thing. But me personally, I'm a day trader. I'm here for the action. I love the casino because I helped build the casino. And I just want to get paid every day, you know. And then every once in a while, something looks too good to let it all go. You hang in there with a little bit of it out of a good day. So, for instance, let's say Gemmy would have closed it. You know, we were in the stock from 32.50 yesterday, right? And man, it was awful. I mean, we were just sitting there waiting, right? Remember? We bought it off the faux show, and then we were just waiting. They were trying to bleed us out. Ain't bleeding me out. I was buying more the whole way down because unless it broke the low of the day and forced me to sell, I was going to eat the loss if I had to. But luckily, we got the faux show, bro, and we ended up getting paid. And that was all I wanted. You know, I got out when it didn't want to break VWAP. I sold some there, and then we held. because this was a bullshit candle, stop hunting program. I don't know if you guys were still with me live when that happened. They dropped the bids. They stopped everybody out, but there was no volume. It was a bullshit move because, you know, I know the game. They dropped the bid. It was completely 100% a stop hunting program. They stopped everybody out, not us, because we wouldn't have stops on because we were just milking our position at the time. Came right back, and now I was like, you know what? I'm buying it again. I still had some. I bought more because that attempt to get me out was a bunch of bullshit. No, I didn't see your email, Tuna. And then we got the VWAP break. Now, if this stock would have closed at the highs of the day, yeah, you know what? I would have thought maybe we hang in there with some of it. But by the end of the day, it rolled over, broke VWAP. There was no reason to be in it. I like Angex. What email are you sending it to? Tuna Vision? Kenny Glick? Boo, boo, boo. Is your email Tuna? Now I'm getting a whole bunch of advertisements for tuna fish. See what I did there? Dry smoke tuna? Yeah, I sent you did anybody reach out to you? Have you come to our website yet? It's funny. The ad is an ad that's before I just clicked on your video. The ad is about AI trading. It's funny. I'd like to go up against your AI, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, we were just having this discussion. We were having this discussion about my email because I got a lot of people from TikTok. Hey, what's up, TikTok? What's up, YouTube? Yeah, and if I don't respond immediately, because I tend not to, because I'm too busy flapping my lips and trading, and then I want to just leave it in as work, and then I don't get around to it. But I'll get somebody on it. Why don't you come on the Schmooze Thursday night and demonstrate your AI platform, and then I will fight your AI live. Let's see who come up with more ideas. And I wanted to do this with trade ideas. They have an AI bot that generates trade ideas. I want to go up against an AI and see who comes up with better ideas throughout the day. I'll go up against anybody. Like that schmuck who was challenging people on Twitter to trade against him for $100,000. I said, make it $250,000. Let's go. What do you want to trade? Any product, anytime, anywhere. Never got in touch with me. Guy's been talking bullshit for 15 years on the internet. None of these people respond to when I challenge them personally. And by the way, if you've been wronged by some charlatan, especially anybody named Tom, you know, you can reach out to him and say, listen, Kenny Glick will challenge you to a trade-off, any time frame, anywhere, any place. $250,000. We'll start easy, 50 grand. But here's my terms. When I win, right? When I win, I don't want your money. I want you to shut down whatever service you're pitching, admit you're a fraud, and get the fuck out of my industry, you charlatan scum. And nobody takes me up on my offer. I've been challenging the True Trading Group person for years. I challenged the Humble Trader. Humble Trader would never take my challenge because she's got too much to lose, because most of these people are making $100,000 a month on some dumb Lambo commercial. These kids won't step to me. Nobody steps to me. And this other guy, he knows what he's talking about. He's a futures trader. I've seen him trade live. He knows what he's talking about. But then he put out a challenge. I was like, done. I've never traded the ES, but I'm sure I could figure it out trading with VWAP. And if you don't use VWAP when you're trading futures, you're missing out, because it's fantastic. Here's your ES, right? Pretty simple trade today, right? Breaks VWAP, and that's the finger of God right there. So when you break above VWAP and then roll, you short, and you use that high watermark as your out. Congratulations, you're a futures trader now. But nobody steps to me. I've been challenging people on the internet for 20 years. Not one person says, yeah, bullshit, I'll call you out in your bullshit. But yeah, if you got something, man, we'll do a demo. I'll check it out. Well, better yet, I'll let you do the demo and you show us. What are you doing Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. this Thursday? The finger of God. I'm glad you asked, Andrew. Yes, the finger of God. Another chart pattern that I invented. Thank you very much. It's just a knuckle. So when you roll over, there's usually, the faux show bro is so phenomenal, especially in bull markets, because we never go down. So when you faux show bro, like open yesterday, and you break a new low, right? So the reason open was so awesome yesterday is that the fake out shakeout, the shakeout candle held the prior day VWAP back above the VWAP. You're a buyer, and everybody got paid. Right? It's the same thing on the other side. The finger of God is the opposite of the faux show bro. So here, let's look at the SPY, for instance. You know, that was the ES today. When you break above the VWAP and then roll, that's the opposite of the faux show bro. So you're a shorter on the breakdown, and you're using the top of the candle as your out. So if you flip it over, you know, minus SPY, you'll see it, right? So there's the fake out shakeout. You'd be buying. It's just the shorting. It's just the opposite of the rollover. But yeah. Oh man, the reason I got into this industry was to defend me. My father and I were just sick of people just selling stuff, and we were this is going back to this is like late 80s, early 90s. And we would subscribe, you know, we bought a lot of different things just to get an edge, you know. And one of the guys actually turned out to be legit. This guy, Stephen Lieb, I don't know if he's still even alive. Stephen Lieb, there he is. This guy. He's 80 years old right now. I used to wait for his newsletter to show up in the mail. This guy was awesome. But he was the only one. We would buy these things, and, you know, they were just, everybody was just talking shit. This guy knew what he was talking about, gave you ideas, articulated why it was a good idea. Nobody else was doing what he was doing. And if they didn't have a money back guarantee, you knew you couldn't trust them. Fast forward 40 years later, there's 10 billion of us now. And most of the, you know, again, these Lambo kids, you know, my buddy actually has a Lambo, and his wife has a McLaren. They're obviously well off. I'm going to make my own Lambo video. It's going to be hilarious. And my friend's new wife, hopefully she'll be in it, because she was a McLaren model. And that's all I'm going to say right there. His new wife, his 32-year-old wife, the McLaren model. All right. So anyway, so back to this Jemmy trade, right? This morning, right? Let's say you were still in it, and you're like, hey, this thing ain't working out, sell it. Sell it. It's easy for me because I legitimately don't trust stocks, right? I was born into skepticism because I worked at the Wolf of Wall Street firm. None of that shit was real. It's a fugazi, it's a fugazi, it's a woozy, it's a wazi. I was born into that, so I don't trust anything. And then I became a market maker. Damn, I saw the most scammiest shit I've ever seen. People fake holding a bid and just drop the bid. I mean, I just saw the worst of the worst when I first started in the industry. Luckily, day trading came along and I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about it. Clients. I could just do this myself and I could just do it myself. Good, I'm in. But if your stock's not cooperating, the first thing you want to do is cut it free, right? As much as I think the stock inevitably will do well because the Winklevoss guys print money, right? So this could be, but it could be an open. I mean, it could be a Robin Hood type of situation where it just can't find its footing. Under 30, you got to be thinking 27.50. Under 27.50, you're going to 25. 25 gets you 22.50. 22.50 gets you 20. And if this thing doesn't hold 20, you got to be thinking it's going to $5. Most IPOs suck. Remember, most IPOs are just the company cashing out on the retail dime. Most IPOs suck. This is the greatest bull market ever, and IPOs are kicking ass again. But most of the time, IPOs are a scam. Right? It's the company's way to cash out, and they sucker you in. And, but the really good IPOs are the ones that get hammered first and then come back, because then it's an organic buy, like ARM and ALAB and Coinbase and Hood and Viking's been great from the day one. If you guys don't know about Viking, one of the best IPOs, nobody ever talks about this stock. The only reason it went down is because of tariff tantrum, and then it resumed its course right back to all-time highs. This stock is going to be an $80 stock and going to 120. It's inevitable, right? But what an IPO. Generally, you don't get an uptrend on an IPO right from the get-go. This was special. But when they go down first, that's better in a way, because it gives you the reasons when they start breaking very specific levels from where they broke down from, it makes it easier to understand on the way back up. So let's go talk about this one, right? Let's talk about that TURB, right? So again, why were we on this trade? As dumb as it sounds, I like the symbol's name. I like the symbol. I laughed when I saw it this morning, right? And you see how it had this monstrous move here at 8 a.m.? We weren't involved in that. That's what hits the scanner, right? So the scanner that I have is just high volume percentage gainer scanner. And then I have my secret big block scanner, which is awesome. It's all that does is scans for trades that are going off in the dark pools, right? Where you don't even see them sometimes. They'll eventually hit the tape, but sometimes you'll miss it. So when I'm looking at a stock like TURB, I'm looking for big blocks being bought. I'm looking for price action. And then obviously I'm looking for the setup, right? So the symbol made me laugh. And I was like, oh, here's another pump and dump TURB. It's a piece of TURB rolling over. And then, oh, wait, it just made a turn. Oh, wait, you just double topped. Oh. And next thing you know, you're like, that could have been a fake out shakeout. if it breaks that price, I got to buy it. And next thing you know, we're in. And that's how the trade developed. So we're buying this 585 area, sold. I sold some at 625 because I ain't no dummy, right? Starts to pull back. I'm like, all right, as long as it doesn't break 6, I'll hang in there. And I'm like, all right, do I want to hold this into the open? No. Sold it. Missed on the pop. But then it does the fake out, shake out, VWAP break. So I'm back in, right? And now we're thinking, hey, we got ourselves a football player, right? We got ourselves a football player. If you don't know that movie, you better go watch it right now. You make sure they remember the night they played. You know what I'm talking about, right? So this pattern right here, right, otherwise known as the faux show bro, kind of Andy Dufresne under the VWAP. Then you got a double faux show bro right at the open. And even if you missed the faux in the show and you got a VWAP break and a reason to buy, here's where you had to grow your big boy pants. Are we really going to be buying this stock? Yeah. You know why? Because it had gone to 8 before. So why not get involved in a new break, figuring we're going to get to 8 again? So I bought it back on that break using the VWAP as my stop if I'm wrong, which was a pretty risk, wasn't a riskless trade here. Usually not risking 80 cents on a $7 stock, but that's the nature of this particular $7 stock. And then 750 got us the 8, chopping around. And then, in this move right here, I'm pretty much done with the trade already. I'm like, woo, $9, yay. And then it looked like we had topped out. And it starts to roll over. I'm thinking, look at me, top ticking it. And then it starts to roll over. And the next thing you know, nope. The buyers showed up. They started putting some size on the offer. They flashed 200,000 shares at 965. And I was like, hey, if you guys are willing to buy this back, you might want to get in here at 965. And I didn't do it. And I missed out on that monstrous move. But I was guiding people through it. That's what I do best. And turned into a monster, right? And that's pretty much all we trade. And now, and the stock keeps coming back. So one of my favorite phrases, if it doesn't want to die, it remains a buy, right? So this was a new faux show bro, right? And you tested the fake out area. So now anybody that's in this stock is thinking, all right, we're going back to 1974 and we're going to break and go to 30. Because if you're buying it here at 18 bucks, you better be believing this thing's about to go to 30. But people that look at this stock and say, I don't want to buy it here because I'm risking 18 points, you're not going to let it go to 0 with you still being in it. You're going to use the 15, the 14.25, and again, we're talking some big risk here, but you're talking about a stock that's gone parabolic. So hence the reason I'm not in it right now, because I don't feel like putting 3 points of risk on, after I've had a good day already. But that doesn't mean this thing's ain't about to blow up. And now what's going to happen is the shorters who are still short this thing thought they were onto something. They're going to have to cover at 1974 because their stop's at 1974. So when it breaks 1974, it's going to rip to 20, at least to 20. But if it doesn't break 20, you'll get a freaking rug pull. But if it breaks through that 20 on this move, you got to start thinking 2250, 25, 30, 100, 1,000, million. Because that's what these stocks have been doing lately. There's always one every day that just keeps ripping and ripping and ripping. Now, the only thing about it right now, and it obviously looks good, right? If you break 1974 and then it doesn't break 20, you're going to get what they call the rug pull right back to 1750. And then it could be real ugly to the downside. But there's no reason to think this thing's not about to rip to 20 bucks. Look at it, right? You can feel it, right? You can feel it. There's a bid there, right? They could rug pull at any second, which is why you sell into moves. And if it doesn't break the 1974, I actually be surprised. It's made it. There you go. There's your 20. All right. See, look how quickly it went. It hit 2045, and then they rug pulled it. You didn't have a chance to react there. But now it's above 20 with 20 bid. You got to be thinking 2250. So now anybody that's long this trade, right? The shorters just had to get, the shorters just got stopped out. That's what that whoosh was. Whoosh. They just got stopped out. Now, well, there's your rug pull. I mean, do I know what I'm talking about, or do what I know what I'm talking about, right? The $20 rug pull, it's standard, right? Big things happen at big numbers. That's why you sell into moves. And if, again, nobody's able to react that quickly, right? So if you had to stop at 1750, they got you out. But you see how if you're going to trade these stocks, you better know what you're getting yourself involved in. And that's why it's so much easier if you're the first, second, or third one in down here at VWAP with reasonable risk. Here, you're susceptible to the big fat rug pull, and you just witnessed it. But look, even though they rug pulled you, right, it didn't break down. That was just a stop hunter. And now, this is going to be crazy, right? This is the crazy part. If it doesn't break down after the rug pull, right, looks like it's going to, but let's say it holds again, and then it still breaks a new high, it's going to rip. But look, you got 20 out of it. It's just phenomenal in itself. Now, I wouldn't short it. Normally, I would probably want to short it on this roll. No, I ain't getting involved. I already had my 2 trades in this thing. If anything, I'd probably rather go long. If they rug pull it again and it holds VWAP and we get another faux show bro down at $10, then I'm interested. But this is the only game in town today. There was nothing going on. There really wasn't much going on yesterday. And that's where we're at. And that's cool because we kicked ass today on the 1 or 2 things that we did. And now we sit and wait. And tomorrow, I might stay live all day. I don't know what I'm doing yet. But tomorrow I anticipate spike up when they cut interest rates. Hopefully they don't cut by 50. Hopefully they raise interest rates. I'm just going to manifest it. Raise interest rates. There is zero reason to cut interest rates. This is irresponsible. This is the most irresponsible thing ever. They could raise interest rates now. We're in a booming economy. It's supposed to be raising interest rates, not cutting. Raise them. Raise interest rates. We should be at 5.5 to 6.5, 7.5%. I want to get 7.5% on a CD. That's where I want us to be. I'm not going to get what I want, but that's what I want. I want them to raise interest rates. There's zero reason to cut, but they're going to cut, right? Probably. It's already factored into the market. Some people think we're just going to have this monster rally. I don't see a monster rally. But do I see the market selling off? No. So I think it's going to be just a annoying, choppy day, which might resolve itself to a little tiny sell-off. And everybody will get a little bit worked. Oh, my God, they're selling it off. Oh, sell the news. I knew it. Great. It might last that one day, right? So, and this is exactly how I think it's going to play out. Chop, 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 chop. Resolve itself to the downside. We pull back, and we go to the 5-day VWAP, which is around 585. Maybe overshoot a little bit. There you go. Maybe 577, 74. And again, if we do sell off tomorrow, I think it could be at least, a 5 to 7.5 point sell off on the Qs if we do sell off at all, right? But then you got to ask yourself, then what? Then That's it. It's not like we're definitely not going into a bear market. We're definitely not going to start a downtrend because the market doesn't go down. The only thing we have to worry about is, okay, so now we got the Fed meeting out of the way. Will seasonality take root where the market is weak normally during Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur? Yom Kippur if you're fancy. Yom Kippur if you're not. And that's it. That's where we're at. So, and I'm going to tell you this one more time, folks, if you're paying attention. If you come into the day, and again, one of the lessons I learned as a trader is you don't come into the day with self-conceived notions. Don't assume what's going to happen, because then it takes your brain an extra step to realize you're wrong, adjust your ego and your brain, right? And then you got to put the trade on what's happening. But here's the thing. Let's say you do come in with an idea, right? You got this idea. All right, we're going to get some chop. And then we start, I think we're going to go down. All right, cool. But then if the market validates your idea, you better put the trade on. And not only am I going to put the trade on, I'm stepping it up tomorrow. Because if the market's going to sell off, and it's probably going to be the one sell-off that's left for the year, I'm telling you. If we sell off tomorrow, it'll probably be the one day that we get. You maybe get one more day. We'll get Rosh Hashanah, I don't know, the 22nd. That's next Monday. So if we sell off tomorrow, right, it might be a decent one. Right, and then we'll consolidate. And then maybe we sell off again Monday. And then what? We're going to rally in October, all the way to November, then December, into January. Then in January, we'll start talking about the January effect. Blah, 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 blah. So goes January, so goes the year, blah, 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 blah. And then we'll be up in January, up in February, up in March, and April. And they'll be talking about tax selling, blah, 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 blah. And next thing you know, the Qs are at 720. So I ain't getting in the way. But tomorrow, I'm coming in looking to crush people. If we start selling off, I'm going huge. Like I'm starting with Jeff Bishop size contracts, like 1,000 contracts to start at the money. Daily Q trade. I want to look at my P&L tomorrow and see a 2 with 6 zeros next to it. Yeah, 6 zeros. Oh, that would be, well, I guess 5 zeros. Oh, I'll take 6 zeros too. That'd be cool. But $200,000 trade, I'm thinking tomorrow. If I'm right. If I'm right, not only are we shorting the Qs, but for the first time since April 9th, we'll be buying UVXY. And I'm not just buying 100 shares. If the market starts selling off tomorrow, UVXY is going to 1250. And I'm going to be in at least 50,000 shares of this thing. Because I want every damn penny. Because this thing never goes up. And it's telling us right now, you got a little buying yesterday, a little follow through today. So they're buying their insurance. Don't be afraid. But if they keep buying it, then you got to understand that's the big money players telling you that they're buying S&P puts and they're cashing out of some of their positions ahead of this Fed meeting. So I can't wait. I'm excited. It's not tomorrow. It's Thursday? No. Is it? Well, that just sucked the wind out of my sails. Really? Stop it. Is it tomorrow? Is it? No, seriously, is it Thursday? Fed rate meeting? I haven't even checked. Oh, it's a 2-day event. So, but they'll decide 2 p.m. September 17th. No, it's tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, it says the 17th. Yeah, today starts. 2-day meeting starts today. Yeah, they announce tomorrow. 2 o'clock. Wednesday. Are we in the Matrix? What are we doing here? What are you talking about? No, it's tomorrow. It's always a Wednesday. Yeah, so anyway, yo, check it out. Big Tuna. I'll reach out to you. We'll have you on the show Thursday at 8:30 if you want. You better come correct, man. Don't bring us some bullshit. Do I see a bottom on Bullfrog? No, that's one of the that stock's been that's some dead ass money. But I was seeing some buy. Oh yeah, I saw some buying coming in yesterday. It is up 50% off lows. Yeah, yeah. It was trying to make the turn coming out of this just awful downtrend. Yeah, you got to get it above there and then hold it from on top. But yeah, this thing is gonna waste. Oh, I never buy with anticipation. I don't anticipate. I react. Yeah. No, I'll be buying puts tomorrow, probably around 2:30, 2:45, if I'm right. Because after the Fed meeting, you'll get chop. You get the knee-jerk reaction, which is if the knee-jerk reaction, which is the first reaction to the all right, they cut interest rates, boom. If the market spikes up, I know I'm right. Because usually the first reaction is wrong. So we'll get a spike up. And then if we correct that spike, right? And then if we don't break a new high and then we break those prior candles, I'm probably going to react to that. It's very specific. Yeah, I don't know, man. I see what you're seeing here. No, it's always a Wednesday. Yeah, it's usually Tuesday, Wednesday. And then they make the announcement at 2 o'clock Wednesday. Strange. You know what also strange? When I was trading futures on Sunday night, my pricing was different from another platform. I don't like the NQ was like gapped up 300 points, but it was just bad pricing. Did they change like pricing or something? I don't understand what was going on Sunday night. Anyway, I can't really explain it, but it had some weird pricing. Oh my God, there's an oldie but goodie. CDLX. Wow. Everybody's got a chance. It's actually not bad today. Yeah, I wouldn't go into it short or long. But we are in a new industrial revolution, as far as I'm concerned. Space rockets, robots, quantum AI, and chips. It's virtually impossible to be bearish. It really is. And if the bear case is valuation, valuation. There's no way to value things anymore in this market. That doesn't work anymore. Valuation based on what? Metrics that worked in 1950? That doesn't work anymore. The market's based on a few different things, right? Momentum, fear, greed, and price, right? If everybody wants something, it doesn't matter what it costs because you want in, there's no way to value it. That's what the market's all about, right? Everybody wants in right now. Nobody cares that people who want to buy Hood, you think they care that they missed a 10 bagger already? They want in. How do you value it? That's how you value it. People want to buy it. It's worth more. I'll never make the same mistakes trying to rationalize reasons for the market to go down. There is no reasons anymore. There is zero reasons. And it makes sense. The market's pricing in a new industrial revolution. Space rockets, robots, quantum AI, and chips. Doesn't care about how you feel and what you missed out on, right? Most bears like me, the reason we're bearish is we're pissed that some stock went from 20 to 40. God damn it, this can't be worth $40. It was just $20 3 months ago. We got to short it. No, it's going to 80. It doesn't all fall apart. Why would it? Think about all the things that have been thrown at the market and the market doesn't care. Is it just going to suddenly... And to your point, inevitably, when you see it starts to care about things it didn't care about, that's when you get a little cautious. We're in the nothing matters market, right? Nothing matters now. And I wasn't convinced. We had the power gap on May 12th. That was when I was convinced we're never going down ever again this year. But when I was really convinced, as a nervous bear, when Israel and Iran were shooting rockets back and forth at each other over the weekend, and we walked in on Monday morning and the futures were gapped up. I was like, what the what? I thought we were coming in lock limit down. World War III was on the table and the market was up Monday morning. Nobody gives a shit about anything. I mean, there was a time where the hint of rockets being thrown, now nothing derails the market. Chinese quantum? Yeah, there is actually QSI, right? Isn't that Chinese quantum? Can I do a forecast? What's a forecast? I think day trading has, we have, since COVID, it's back and it's growing why do you think Coinbase and Robinhood are great stocks again? Everybody wants in. Speaking of that, how's DraftKings doing? Still the same price. This thing goes nowhere. Rocket Lab, Tesla, IonQ, Nvidia. I own the Qs. The Glick family is all about the Qs. We own Cisco. Wait, hold on. All right. Wolf's breaking down. I've been waiting to buy this thing. So if it breaks under 3 in Faux Show Bros, I'm going to get into this one. No, we're long S&P 100, QQQ, Cisco, Oracle, and Sophie. We bought Sophie for the Glick fund. But yeah, it's already up 100%. What was the recent buys? Nothing recently. Again, when the Glicks buy something, it's you're in for life. Talking about my dad. But yeah, we still own Oracle. Sold some calls against that yesterday, as a matter of fact, for November. Now, my portfolio is a lot of defense. I got Mob. I got SRAD, which is data analytics for sports gambling websites. Never selling it. $50. Maybe I'll lighten up. I got the Mob, which is Israeli drones, and anything that's involving killing terrorists, I want to own. I'm in this stock. I've been trading it for years. No one even knew this thing existed except for me. Sadly, I sold my other one, SPCB. You guys know about SPCB? It's another defense stock out of Israel. This one I'm not in anymore. Had some fun with it. Never got back in. I own UUUU. Bought this last week with our new pal, Don Corleone, off my podcast. If you're watching it on the YouTube channel, he got me into all these uranium stocks. I own UUU. I own DNN. Loving the DNN. I'm in late. I bought this thing at, basically $2.35. I got VWAP, which I'm freaking loving. And I will buy more of this thing when it breaks 1259 because I think once they get some volume behind this bad boy, it's an all-time high, ready to be broken. Still got this. I'm short UVXY naked calls, but we don't want to talk about that. By the way, would anybody like $400 right now if I could give it to you? Yeah, I want to show you something. I want to show you a trade. We put this on a couple of weeks ago, right? Let me show it to you. If you guys trade options and you got 120 days to wait, I want to show you something that's guaranteed. Now, I'm not allowed to say guaranteed because it could backfire, because it's backfired on me, but it's because I was leveraged up on it. But UVXY, if you all know about it, right, it's a disintegrating product since its inception, right? It always goes down. It only goes up twice a year when there's some monster volatile moment, right? Maybe once a year, 3 times at best, right? But UVXY is priced as if it could go. The options are still priced as if there's a chance that it could go to some of these older levels. It can't go back to the old level because once it pops to 50, they adjust it. And the next time it has a moment of volatility, it'll spike, but maybe only up to 30. And then when that's over, it gets adjusted. And the next spike only gets to 20. But the options, because the options remember that the stock was at 57, are priced completely wrong, right? And you could make money off these. It's free money. It literally is free money. I've been doing this for years. Just don't ever go over your head. I had 370 naked options during the Armageddon 2 years ago or last year, and I got destroyed. Don't sell 370. That's 37,000 shares worth. You sell 10, right? So this UVXY may never see $30 ever again, especially in the next 122 days. Not only will it not go to 30, it's certainly not going to 35. It's definitely not going to 40. It's certainly never going to see 50. It's definitely not going to 60. But people are willing to pay you all the way up to what? 130. If the UVXY is 130 in January, you ain't worried about money because we're all dead. You understand? If UVXY is even above 40 again this year, that means the market's down 50%. And anybody think that's going to happen? I don't. So what I do is I sell these premiums. I started selling premium here when we finally crashed. I started selling premium here at $4, and then $3, and then $2, and now they're 30 cents, and they're going to be at 0. I just have to wait. But right now, you could still go out there and sell right now, which is insane that this thing is still out there. The $130 call. For 30, here, I'll show you right now. Let me see if anybody buys it from me. I'll sell a couple because I keep selling them anyway. I'm even still selling some yesterday. I got done at 55 cents. And today they got done at 50. People are still willing to pay you $500 on 10 contracts to bet that this is going to go over 130 in the next 122 days. I wouldn't sell 100 contracts, but if you sell 10 contracts, right? Right. So here you go. The January 130 call, 57 by 58, right? So you go out there and you try to sell yourself some contracts at 50 cents. Watch, I'm going to move the market while we're sitting here. All right, watch this. Boom! I am the market. Look, they just sold them to me at 50 cents. That's me. So I just sold 2 contracts at 50 cents. They're paying 50, 55, and 60. Look, I just made the market. See that? You like me now, right? Yeah. I'm moving markets. So even at 50 cents, you sell 10 of those contracts, 122 days from now, that $500 will be in your pocket. And here's the sick part. Let's say the market crashes, right? And the UVXY does spike to $22 tomorrow. And these contracts are at $2. Oh, fucking Kenny. Sell a few more. Because inevitably, UVXY is a reversionary product that's built to go down. Here's the UVXY chart, right? Spike up, goes down 90%. So if you go look at UVXY over the last every decade, it's only been around since 2011. You don't even see the spikes, right? Here's where I lost almost my home. There's where I didn't lose anything because I shorted into the move. And the guy said to me, so you're the guy that's going to short in the first unprecedented black swan event of our generation? Yes, that'll be me. That's what somebody said to me online. They said, yo, so you're going to short this thing because you know it's going to go down? Yeah, I know it's going to go. Oh, wolf, hang on. All right. Now we got the capitulation. There you go. By the way, that's a 1-minute multi-day VWAP reversal, the trade that never fails. So if anybody's shorting wolf, congratulations. Now, here's where I was waiting to see. Let's see if they put up a fight at 250 and maybe buy this thing. But they don't look like they're going to put up a fight. By the way, is anybody short? Awesome. But here at 250, wait a second. Let's see what happens at 250. Sometimes they just battle at 250. There is no battle right now. This thing looks like it's just going to go right through it. All right, cool. They must announce that they got this. The stock only goes up when they announce bankruptcy. When they have good news, it goes down. But now that it's under 250 and you want to buy some, I'm in. I'm in already. Let's go. I'm in. I don't care. I'm in, and you can't stop me. You can't stop me. I'm in. Because it went under the 250. I bought it when it broke back over the 250. And let's see if I can get paid. Probably not, but I had a chance there. Uh-oh. All right. 258. 258 sold to you. 258. 259 sold to you. I don't care. I'll take 8 cents on my 250. That's what I came here for. Now I can put a stop at 250 and just coast. Or do I want to let this piece of shit breathe? I don't know. I'm in it from 250. You just sold most of it at 258. Well, now I got no choice. I guess I'll let it breathe. Let's see what happens. Don't let it break 240 without selling it. Now, if it breaks 258 now, we should get 262. But if it breaks 240, I'm selling the last lot. And that's where we're at. See that? There you go. But the real trade was short, obviously, right? That's the finger of God. Remember, I was just teaching you this about an hour ago? Finger of God rolls over. There's the knuckle, roll over. The shorter shorts it at 3 1/4 using the knuckle as is out, right? And we're going to have to get punched out of this last lot. Don't let it break 240 with you still being in it, because it could be going to 0 for all we know. But now, if it could put up a battle like it's doing, right? If you bought it with me at 250, just sold most of it at 280. I mean, took an 8-cent profit. I don't give a shit. It's $80, right? $160 you can't take from me now. Now, if it breaks 258, I'm going to sell it at 262 for 200 and then look for 275. Let's go. And if you haven't sold any yet, 261, 261, 261. Really? Nobody wanted to buy it from me at 262. Come on. Come on. Come on, Ringo. It just waved at my price. Hey. Now, why 262, you say? Because that's an eighth of a point. 12 and a half, 12 cents. I still trade like it's 1999. 261, 262 sold to you. Now we'll look at 275. Here you go. That's how trading happens. Thank you for pointing out the wolf. All right. Whatever. Only got 30% left. Now we'll try to milk this last lot. Now you don't let it go back below your entry price, because that's just foolish. So now it's 275. Normally I put stops at 262 now. If I sell somewhere, I put my stop and I raise it. So I'm looking 262 to sell, 250 completely done. And I'm looking to offer out 275 now. So if you're using 262, blam, they just got you for some. And if you're in from 250, you can let it breathe a little bit right here. And that's how you find trades. I love coal. What about coal? Were you asking me that just so I would do an impersonation of Mitt Romney? I love coal. I do love coal, actually. Big fan, BTU. Huge fan of that stock, especially from 12 and a half. It's actually been breaking out lately. BTU. Love me some. I love all those stocks. Just when they'll start to come back, it's going to be awesome too. BTU. Still like Rig. I got like a special place in my heart. One of my first trades I ever did well on was Transocean. The stock sucks now. I like me some Oxy. I like APA, Halliburton, KMI, Alcoa, Cliff. Love me some Cliff. You get Cliff under 10 again, buy it. Halliburton. You get Halliburton under 20, buy it. But right now it's about this wolf trade going to 275. Right? Let's go. Wait a minute. Am I supposed to be somewhere right now? Oh, I am. Yo, what's up, kid? Sorry, man. I forgot what day it was. I got 200,000 shares of a stock right now. That's why. You hear me? Hello? Hey, just go. Run it. Throw me on. All right, I'll get to that. Do. Forget the intro. We're coming hot. Coming in hot. Coming in hot. I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of things at once here. Hold on. Not. Let's see if it could power it all. My computer's been sketching out. They won't buy. Nobody wants to buy me a new computer. Yeah. Do I have to reload the screen? Okay. We're going to broadcast now. See that? See? I forgot where I am from time to time. Do it. Let me get another cup of coffee. Yeah, just let it run. Go. Takes me with drinks. Hello, Brooklyn. What up, Ryan? Are we live? What's up? Oh, one person that's watching me, Ryan. Hey, well, this is for you, Ryan. What's up, baby? Let me get rid of that echo. All right, we're broadcasting all about time and space. So we were just buying this stock right here, my friends. Oh, by the way, let me do a quick introduction. My name is Kenny Glick. I've been trading for 30 years. I'm the best that's ever been. And I say that, and I mean it. So if you've been wronged in the industry, reach out to me. If you've been scammed, reach out to me because I'd like to know who did it to you, where were you touched, and what happened. Because I'm out for vengeance for all of us. And my mo, as they say, is to stomp on people in this industry that think they know what they're talking about, which is most people. They think they know. And kind of why I don't like bull markets is a lot of people that think they know what they're talking about get proved to be right because the market never goes down. Us over here, we actually have to actively pursue our money every day and prove that we know what we're doing. And I've been doing it now for 30 something years. And if you're going to get into day trading, I'm going to show you how to do it. And if you don't do it this way, you will lose. And it's just VWAP. It's called volume weighted average price. And I've been trading since 1993. I've never seen anything that's so easy to understand and gives you an accurate snapshot of the stock, not just on the day, but the week, the month, the year, the entire life. So what you're witnessing right here and what we're doing is kind of a little bit opposite of what I normally do. See this blue line up there? That's the institutional money line. That's telling you the strength of the stock. The orange line is the prior VWAP. So today's blue line would be the VWAP today, and orange line's prior day VWAP, right? And when you get a stock that does what this is called the finger of God, see how it looked like it was an uptrend and it broke above VWAP and then rolled over? It's kind of like a knuckle. And when it rolls over, that's super bearish. And when it rolls over and starts breaking new lows, that's extremely bearish. And then when it breaks prior day VWAP, that's ultimately massively 100% bearish. So you're a shorter. And then even if you didn't get involved on the short side, here, when it broke down under that $3 on the prior day VWAP, bang, it smashed down at 250. Now, we missed the short. Some of us shorted it, but we came in just knowing market mechanics. And the market mechanics states that if a stock breaks 3, generally it'll go to 250. And that's where you start to look for some buyers to cover the shorts. So when it broke 250 and then it came right back, we went from a blow off top to what we call a faux show bro. So it's a fake out, shake out, and then a mini breakout. So now we're actually long the trade from the 250 using the 240 as our out. And I just sold a shit ton of it around 262 because, you know, $2 stocks generally trade in eighths of a point. So from 250 to 262 on 10,000 shares, you made yourself $1,200. And again, not everybody's buying 10,000 share blocks of stocks, but at $2, you're not buying 100 shares. You're buying at least 1,000. And again, you bought 2,000 shares. You make a quick 12 cents. It's $250 just for sitting here goofing around. And we're still in the trade looking for more because we got in at a good price. And now we're waiting to either get stopped out close to break even on the rest, or we're looking for that 270 to break and then maybe rip back to whence it came. And that's the wonderful part about this market is that stocks like TURB, I hope you guys are trading this one today, right? We were hip to this before everybody, right? Right there. There's the faux show, and there's the bro. Faux show, bro. We were involved in the whole move, got paid, rolled over, and it gave us another chance to buy the stock right there. got paid again. And now some of us are still in it. I'm not in this one, but it's about to roll over and die, I think. But when they don't die, it remains a buy. So this one has been not bad to keep on trading. And that's the entire day. There is zero going on today because there's this Fed meeting coming out, right? Nobody really wants to position themselves ahead. They don't want to be short. They don't want to be long. Everybody's kind of waiting and seeing. And that lends to the idea you want to go look at some of these bizarro names like TURB and Wolf. Basically, this one's another pump and dump piece of shit stock. They announced bankruptcy. The stock went up 2,200%. And they said it was looking good. The stock starts to go down. Then they said, no, we're really going bankrupt. And the stock spiked again. Then it crashed again. And now I think they said they're not going bankrupt. I don't know anymore. I don't care. The idea is that the stock has 106 million shares. It's trading, and we're involved because of price action and market mechanics. And that's really what it comes down to. And if you are watching this video, there's nobody better on the face of the planet that knows more about market mechanics and how to trade around these levels than me, because I've been doing it since 1992, and I've evolved with the market. And now I just use only two lines because these are the only two lines that matter. Moving averages don't work. Stochastics doesn't work. RSIs doesn't work. Clouds don't work. Nothing works. I've tried everything. Nothing keeps me in a trade or on the right side of a trade more than VWAP and multiple time frame VWAP. And if you're not using it, start. And if you don't know how to use it, join my website. And my website, you should join now because its prices are going up next year. Now is a great time to get involved. And if you're still afraid, I do stuff for free because unlike most people in the industry, I love performing for nothing to prove my worth, right? It's enough to say, hey, we did this, hey, we did that, hey, we did this, make a video about it and talk about all these things that happened in the past. What have you done for me lately, right? I'm the what have you done for me lately? I live in the moment, right? So that's why every day when you come to my website, I trade live with my people and explain why I'm getting into these trades, why I'm getting out of these trades. And you will know within 20 minutes whether or not I'm legit or not. And within 2 weeks, you will know I am the one. I'm not trying to sound sarcastic or arrogant or conceited. I truly am the best at this. There is nobody better. There isn't even a second place. And when you learn from me, you learn how the market works. So then when a wolf trade shows up or a Gemmy or an open or a TURB, you'll be in the right place at the right time and you'll understand market mechanics and you'll make these trades work for you. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. My name's Kenny Glick. Good to see you. Now, the confusing part about what we're experiencing right now is supposedly stock twits, right? What's up, stock twits? I read that there's a lot of people on this website, right? And here I am, right? So Ryan, I need to know what's going on here. So when I'm about to come on, you broadcast the entire website, the Kenny Glick, the Abraham of assets, the Barack of bread, the Cain of cash, the David of ducats, the Elijah of earnings, the Frank of funds, the Glick of gelt is coming to our website to bestow his wisdom upon us. And what happens? So why aren't there millions of people watching me right now? Right now, Stockwitz, what's up? This site didn't exist when I started trading. The first day it started with Howard and Phil Perlman, I was on the site. I'm like the grandfather of Stockwitz. You should know me. Because if you're struggling with your trading, find me. I will save you from yourself. And you'll say, damn, I wish I'd have met this guy 20 years ago. You know what? I wish I would have met myself 20 years ago. Because before VWAP, I thought I knew what I was doing. The revelation that I had when I realized, wow, I've been clueless this whole time, it was awesome. Realizing that I had no idea what the fuck I was talking about was an amazing moment. And I've never been a better trader since. And that's what VWAP has done for me. And when I say it saved my career, it saved my life, especially as a shorter. because one of the first things I started to notice is stocks don't want to stay down when they break back above the VWAP, right? That's why we're buying SRAD today. Where's my SRAD plaggers? How you doing? You guys in the SRAD? You should be. Buy it right now. And don't sell it until it hits 50 bucks 2.5 years from now. You guys are trading this figure. You should be, right? New IPO, popping and dropping. So let me show you why this is so amazing. You see that? Kenny, you're just cherry picking. No, I'm not. Why am I showing you this stock? Because I'm a fan. Because it's an IPO and it broke new highs yesterday. In a bull market, stocks that break IPO highs in a bull market tend to go higher. But Kenny, what about this morning when it was going down? What were you thinking there? I was thinking if it holds the orange line, I'm going to be a buyer because the market's rigged to VWAP. So today's VWAP pulls back to hold the prior day VWAP, otherwise known as the faux show. Then you're back above the VWAP and you tend to have an upside move. And when you see stocks pull back to hold prior day VWAP, like we did with Open yesterday, right? So when you see that chart pattern show up, which is the faux show bro, and the shakeout part gets down to prior day VWAP, let me show it to you how awesome it was yesterday at the Open. See how it's the same setup? Pulls back, holds the orange back above the blue, buy it. And that defines your risk. You have a reason to buy, a clearly defined risk, because you're saying, all right, if it breaks today's VWAP and if it breaks the prior day VWAP, you know it's going lower. So buying it here at 967, you're only risking 12 cents, and the stock wound up going up $1. That's $1 in Canadian. And we just got stopped out of the rest of the wolf. Bye. Good night. That was me getting stopped out. Now, I might try this trade again because that was actually not too bad. So now, see how it got rejected at prior day VWAP? Not a coincidence. I was hoping it was going to break it, but it didn't. And then it rolled, and I sold it. And I got just stopped out at 252. So now, if it doesn't break down, we might be able to do the same exact trade again. But what I'm hoping for is it breaks to 240, get some more people to sell, then it comes back, give us a new faux show bro area to buy, and maybe we get a better price. Or we just sit here and laugh and giggle how well we've traded already today. So let me say hello to my new friends. Hang on a second. We're broadcasting across all time and space. PETZ. Wow, really? PETZ. PETZ. Pets, huh? Oh. Well, that's a pump and dump. Because look, it didn't even trade. It just they just ran it. They just changed the price and now they just rug pulled you. I could tell right away I don't want to be involved in whatever that is. Yeah. Doesn't even that because look at it. It looks like they got halted and just that chart looks nasty. PETZ, huh? Yeah. But hopefully you just sold it. So, and by the way, you see this wolf trade? Just kind of did what I was hoping to see, but I wanted to see it go a little bit lower. This is exactly why we bought it before. Little capitulation under the 250, breaks back over the 250. It's the same exact reason we bought it here, just happened here. Not in it this time. And last time I bought, I bought 3,000 at 250, sold 2,000 at 258, worked my last 1,000 shares. I got some at 262. I was hoping for 275, and then I got stopped out at 252. But hey, back to the StockTwits commentary, right? Hi, how are you? And by the way, Stocktoberfest, right? This thing that's happening in October. Yeah. Where's my invitation? I've been on the website. I'm like the grandfather of the website. Where's my invitation? I don't get flown out there to talk about VWAP and price and market mechanics. I've only been on the right side of the market for now 30 years, right? I'm pretty charismatic, right? I could talk. Give me like a 5-minute stint. No, I can't put me on a panel. No, I don't get an invite. What am I? Chopped liver? What am I, shunned from the industry? I'm on the blacklist or something? Am I being blackballed? Anybody going to Stocktoberfest? Supposedly my buddy's going. You guys, I'll do a podcast with Don Corleone. You guys know Don, right? If you don't know Don Corleone, right? Legitimately the most popular person on StockTwits. We do a podcast together. StockTwits Person of the Year, Contributor of the Year, Legend. You having fun? So let's go back to that Jemmy trade. You sell it yet? There is zero reason to be in the stock. Right? Look at this chart. Does that look like something you want to own? Right? Here's another tidbit of information that I still hold true to this day. Again, shout out Isaac, my mentor. If you're in a trade, right? And this is serious. If you're in a trade, right, and it's not going well, ask yourself, would you buy more right here? If your immediate answer is not yes, sell it. And I live by that rule. Does that look like something you want to buy more of? Has it looked like something you want to buy more of at all day? The answer is no. Sell it. Right? Dollar cost average when it turns. People who buy on the way down lose more money. It's much easier to wait for the turn and buy it when it starts to go back up to try to guess where it's going to stop going down. Because if I had to guess where this thing is going, 27.50, 25, and then 0. It's just an IPO. We don't know what it's worth. Winklevoss people, right? They're dumping it. They're selling it in their rat holes with their cousins and uncles in the Bahamas in offshore accounts. They're not dumb. They're dumping the stock. Well, the insiders can't sell. Sure. Yeah, the insiders can't sell. Oh, the lockup period's not for at least 6 months. Sure. You know who the only people that get screwed by the lockup period are people that own the stock still and watched it bleed to death into the lockup period. And then it gets worse. But again, inevitably, if it goes sideways and then comes out of the sideways action, then you get excited. And while we're sitting here, how about that wolf trade? Anybody actually do the 250 buy? Right, it's the same exact trade. Last time I sold 258, I sold some 262, and then I was waiting to sell 275. Maybe you get 275 this time, and rinse and repeat. Same trade. By the way, this is all I do. I sit in my chair all day, drink black coffee, bang out ideas, why you're buying them, where you should be selling them, and why. The why part is the fun part. Understanding why you're getting into a trade. Because if you're buying or selling something and you don't have an exact game plan, why are you doing it? Anytime you do a trade, why am I doing this? What's my plan? And what if my plan goes wrong? And that is basically trading every single day. All right, on that note, I'm going to cut this one off. Why don't you all go to StockTwits? Let me just see where I am. Uh-oh. Wow. 2 million people here, right? You got 8 people watching. Something's wrong. right? You got to figure out what that is, right? There's got to be some sort of algorithm that's not broadcasting. Kenny Glick is doing a live show on your website, and you got 2 million people on the site, and 7 people are watching right now. You're insulting me. You really? I mean, seriously? And by the way, how about this? This is the FIGR, right? IPOs that break highs, right? But remember, the best time to buy a stock is when you see a faux show bro VWAP, faux show bro VWAP. And now you got all-time highs on figure. See this one right now, if you were long this stock from this morning, this is the kind of one you hold overnight because it's going in your favor. Later this afternoon, if the stock's under 38.50, you're not holding it. And that's how day trades become good swing trades. Typically, and I know the people on StockTwits will probably know this part, right? Most of you probably are swing traders because you don't know how to day trade. And you put a trade on and it doesn't go right. And you're like, well, I guess I'm holding it overnight. Oh, I'm a swing trader now. That's how it usually happens. Because you put a trade on, you don't know how to trade, you don't know what you're doing, you don't have stops on, you have no rules, you have no discipline, you have no reasoning. You just bought something because your cousin told you. Stock starts to suck, and the 4 o'clock bell rings, and next thing you know, you're a swing trader, right? Sound familiar? Probably. I know that's how I used to do it. And next thing you know, you're in a trade you don't even want to be in because you should have sold it 3 days ago, and then it just got worse. Or even worse, you bought more because you figured, let me just buy some more here because, oh, no, I hope it goes back up tomorrow. I'll buy some here. That's not how you trade. You do everything with an exact purpose. Where my risk is, what's my reward? And if these are the things that you're not talking about when you trade, you will lose. And that's why you should be following me at Hit the Bid Radio on StockTwits with all 7 of you watching right now. We're up to 8 now. So 2 million people on the website. You can only conjure up 8 people. Seriously? Is it my face? Is it the fact that I make money every day for 30 years? Is that why people are not into it? Or the trades that work? We have a trade setup that's worked 1,101 times in a row for 3 years. Wouldn't that be interesting to most people? Apparently not here on StockTwits. But, go to that circle jerk of information at the Coronado Hotel and pretend that you're, oh, yeah, this is helping me. Too aggressive? Too real? Oh, we got 11 people now. Look out. Let's go. Now we're moving mountains. If you're just joining us, my name's Kenny Glick, and I'm kicking ass. And I kick ass for all my members and all my subscribers. And when you get to know me, you realize the truth is the VWAP. I am at Hit the Bid Radio. No, you know why you go to Stocktoberfest? For the Navy run on the beach at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's a fantastic hotel, and you get to play golf. But how many times are you going to sit in a meeting talking about how the market's never going down? Hey, what do you think about the market? It's going up. All right. See you on the golf course. Do that for a couple hours. But if you are into conferences, let's go to Vegas, man. See, some people think, hey, what's up, y'all? Some people say that my attitude is off-putting, right? Or condescending, right? Is it? I'm just speaking my truth, right? I'm manifesting my own truth. But my truth, right? My truth is truth, right? There's nothing better than trading VWAP. And if you're in the wolf right now, fucking A. See? Too busy yapping. I should have been buying back my name and doing the same exact trade. 3,000 shares at 250, banging them out at 262, holding on to that last 1,000 to see if it gets over that orange line. I hope you guys are doing this trade, right? So the difference between me and the rest of the industry can talk a good game, right? I actually have to produce every day because I do it live in front of people. And there's no denying whether the trades work or not because we're doing it live. There's no words on it. Do it live, right? We do it live. So since 2007, by the way, 275, here you go. If you're trading the wolf, this one's working out better than the first one. Hopefully you guys bought the foe in the show, and now you got a little bro going on here. The trade keeps replicating. It's fantastic, and it's easy to understand, right? Anybody not understand the premise there? 250 gets defended. You're risking 10 cents, and bang, right? So let's go back, right? Let's go back. Let's go back to my arrogant, conceited, non-humble nature. It's completely opposite of who I am. I've been humbled by the market so many times that normally most mortals would never be able to come back. But luckily I had a father that bailed me out at a book. Well, first a bookie bailed me out, then my father, and then my wife. And I'm not embarrassed to tell the tale because that's exactly how it happened. I blew myself up 3 different times and I had to be bailed out. And by the way, it wasn't by the government because apparently I'm not too big to fail. I'm just enough to fail on my own. Nobody gives a shit about me. And I really did borrow 30 grand from a bookie, but you know, that's how it all got started back in the day. Fast forward to where we are now, all of those horrifying things that have happened to me make me the better trader now. And I see the market differently than most people. I see it in real time as the matrix, and I see it better than most people because I've been staring at it, watching the evolution of price action. And that's why VWAP is the only way to trade, because everything is on algorithms now, right? Everything's an algo. And most algos are priced, they're built by humans, right? I'm building one right now. It's if then, if this, then that, if then this, that, if then this, that. That's all it is. It's a series of hundreds and hundreds of scenarios fed into the AI, fed into your algo, and then it's if then. There's no better if and then than trading on VWAP. And since we've been using it exclusively since 2012, since 2013, we see it. We see the evolution of the algorithms using VWAP because there's no denying when you see them traveling back and to and fro blue lines and orange lines because we have the algorithmic rigging of the market. So then your job is to just learn the 4 or 5 different ways that the market works around these prices. For instance, figure, right? This is just a VWAP retracement, right? So when you have a decent stock, they sold it off, you got the faux show, you got over VWAP. They try to faux show you back above VWAP. Once you get back above VWAP and then test it, that's the algorithm saying, that's it. They've done their work. They've tried hard to get everybody out. The stock's got nowhere to go but up, right? Right? And if you're a buyer here, and this is what's fantastic about the way we trade, you ain't risking 3 points anymore. Once you see the foe in the show, you're buying here at 39.50 and you're using 39.21 and 38.75. Recent pivots are your stops, and then breaks 40, you're thinking 42.50. Now, I'm kind of shocked it hasn't got to 42.50 yet, because that's usually the case. I'm assuming it's probably going to go, and I do like this trade. I still got 40 shares from the IPO. Sorry, I got 20 shares left over from the IPO. By the way, thank you, Public. Do you know that Robinhood and Public give out IPOs? I mean, I asked for 1,000 shares. They gave me 40. Hey, 40 shares of a stock going up 12 points pays my cable bill and a cup of coffee. All right, we're talking a lot of stuff, but seriously, if I'm on the homepage of StockTwits, a website supposedly that has 2 million people on it, is it my face? Am I that repulsive? Some people actually think I'm good looking. Look, I got the hat on, right? I mean, am I just like frightening to look at? Because I know what I'm saying if you've listened to me talk for the last 13 or 15 years, most of what I've said has either come true or I've just been right about stocks, right? I've been right. Obviously, I lose money on trades like everybody else, right? But man, what do I got to do? I'm thinking there's only 9 people on StockTwits. I think it's Ryan, me, Don Corleone, and 6 other people. I don't think anybody's on the website. Or else you'd be watching me right now. And you'd be emailing me right now to come to the schmooze on Thursday nights. It's me and 4 other people. I feel like I'm doing my Brooklyn College radio. Brooklyn College radio. That was what I used to work at the Brooklyn College radio. The mighty 590. Come on. You guys remember that station, right? 590 AM. I met Howard Stern at a party once, and we had him do a promo. You're listening to WBCR, Brooklyn College Radio. Yeah, you and 3 other people. And basically that was it. Our listening audience was was 3 people. So I do these StockTwits shows, assuming that one day it's just going to kick in and people are going to start watching me. But now we've got 0 people watching. Like, how is that even possible? Right? How is it even possible? There's 0 people watching. Like, somebody explain this to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. Do I need to write a book or something? Yeah, I got a book. Yeah, I wrote a book. Here, you want it? Is that what I need? People take me seriously here. I wrote a book. It's called Infinitesimally Small Balls. It's a story of how I blew up my life, lost all my money, and lost my chutzpah and my courage to put trades on. It's a fantastic book. There. Thursday night, you email me directly, kennyglick@aol.com. AOL, yes. AOL, kennyglick@aol.com. I will send you a link. It's a private link to my secret lair. And then we're going to have Tuna talking about some AI. And we'll have another guest on. The Vaz might be showing up. If you guys know Vaz. Vaz trades volume profile. Anything involving volume, I'm into. That's why we had a special guest on. Is anybody using True Trade Pulse? It's a institutional scanner for buy-side activity at the open. It's cool. People are liking it. So Thursday nights, if you don't know, we gather on my website, or my old website. It's what I call it, the secret lair. I play usually a Grateful Dead show from 6 to 8. But we're thinking about doing a DJ to get the juices flowing, then do a guest, then some charts, and then bring the DJ back and then dance the night away. We're trying to come up with a new format, because we usually have a DJ and it comes on around 10 o'clock and we just dance the rest of the night away. But actually, you know what's worth talking about? My SRAD is worth talking about, new highs. But what's worth talking about is the difference between Figure and Jemmy, right? Figure is the one that's working. Jemmy is the one that's not working, right? So this stock, you got to start factoring in 2750. Still looking for a reason to buy it, because this is a bull market that most stocks, when they turn, they start to rip. Still stalking it as a long, but I have to assume it's going to 2750. Figure, now that it got through the 30s and you're in the 40s, you have to assume it's going to 50. So I don't mind, again, getting a chance to buy this down here would be awesome. But if it does break the double top 42, I'm pretty sure it's going to go to 42.50. And then I'll use these bottoms of these candles where it came from as my stops if I'm wrong. And now tomorrow, and here's another trade, I'll give it to you today. Let's assume Figure doesn't break 42 today. And I'll say when, because I think it's inevitable. When, or well, if, I guess. If and when it breaks 42, buy it because momentum will kick back in. But you see, if you just bought momentum this morning and you didn't sell, you probably got smoked, right? But again, what separates the really good traders from the great traders, let's say you were involved. You got in, you're loving it. All right, you sold some for a profit, and then you thought, all right, I'm going to buy more. This thing's going to 100. And it rolls over, you get hammered. Did you have enough courage to get back in? Get back in. Get back in. Because a lot of people, when you get burnt by a trade, you don't want to get burnt again, right? Your butt hurt, or whatever the kids say, right? And you remember, you don't want to let yourself get victimized again. It's the wrong way to look at it. The stock or the market doesn't remember you. Again, that's an Isaacism. The market doesn't remember what you did, nor does it care. If the setup shows up, get involved. Forget about you not getting out of where you should have got out earlier. It's setting up. It's setting up. Make that money. You see this SRAD, normally not a typical day trading stock, but I know that I'm looking to buy this stock under 30 because I'm accumulating, right? So look at me as just an institutional investor. The institutional investor who's accumulating is trying to beat VWAP throughout the day. So if I have tasked tuna fish over here, or let's say let's use one of you guys as an example. All right, so Mary, right? Or Celtic, or Joe. No, Thursdays are for everybody. I'm giving them away for free because I love, like I said, dancing and showing people how awesome I am. So VWAP, one of the easiest ways to understand it is that me and Tuna over here, we have a hedge fund, and we just hired Linda to work for us, right? Linda has one job. She's our trader. Linda doesn't care about why we want a stock. She doesn't care about our long-term aspirations. That's me and Tuna's job. We task Linda to buy us some SRAD, right? So her job is to beat the VWAP at the end of the day. So if we want 18,000 shares, 25,000 shares of tuna of SRAD on the books by the end of the day, Linda better be beating the VWAP as her average price. So Linda's like, oh, cool, it's under the VWAP. I'll buy some here, I'll buy some here, I'll buy some here. And then it makes the turn. Oh, shit. Linda better start buying because her average price better be below $29.91. So as it breaks the VWAP later, the institutional trader has to buy because they need to keep their average price down below the VWAP. And that's why when you see a late day or a mid-afternoon VWAP break, especially after the faux show VWAP break, buy it, blue line, orange line. And for us lowly day traders, you buy yourself 1,000 shares at $29.80 and you go to 30. And by the way, look what just broke 42 over there, right? So now if you don't get 42.50, I'd actually be shocked because that's just the way it works. 37.50 gets you 40, 40 gets you 42.50. Now what I'm hoping, just to prove me right, is it goes to 42.50 now, and then they drop it 5 points. Now, I'm not rooting against you if you own it, but I am because I'm selfish, right? I want to buy the stock back. So I want to see them rug pull it. So that's why as it approaches 42.50, I tell my subscribers and members, you probably want to start lightening up, right? So you should have an offer out at 42.38, 42, and 49. Wait for it. Wait for it. Come on now. Like I said, I was surprised it didn't break 42 because Market Mechanics manual says 40 gets you 42.50. I mean, sorry, when you break 40, you generally go up 42.50. So again, I'm 3 cents off. I'm sorry. But at least you got the other 47 cents, right? I know what I'm talking about, right? Like I said, I invented this game that we're playing here. I should know the rules. I wrote them. Man, this guy really is full of himself. You certainly know I am, but I'm not. But I am, but I'm not. But I am, but I'm really not. Somebody once called me self-important. That's a freaking great phrase, too. Man, you're some kind of a smug, self-important douchebag. I actually named the website that for a while. Smug, self-important douchebag. It's good for a t-shirt, too. It's all an act, my friends. I cry myself to sleep every night. I live vicariously through the success of all of you. And if it was up to me, I probably would never put a trade on ever again and just live here and do what I do here and show people how to make money. I enjoy what we do here. It's beyond ecstasy. Well, depends on what year you were taking ecstasy. That's another story, but for another day. But I enjoy this so much. That's why I do it every day. I love showing people how this whole game works. And I love when I show people something that they have never seen before and prove that the market's rigged and understanding market mechanics. And like I said, I see the market a lot clearer when I don't have a position on. And I just walk you through it because I'm seeing it clearly. I have no interest in really what it's doing for my own account. So I could stay focused and guide you through these trades. Now I'm kind of I will still hold on to say we get 47.50 because I'm still thinking we're going to get the other 3 cents. Come on already. Man, the fucking guy, he said 47.50. I mean, the thing went to 47.47. I don't know if I could trust this guy. God damn it. He said 47.50, man. Sitting there all, there you go. Thank you. I did that for you right there. See? I told you. So if you bought at 42, sell it all right now. Take your half point and take it to the bank. There you go. See, this is just knowing how shit works. 40 don't get you 42. 40 gets you 42.50. In your face. Thank you. It's okay to be amazed. It's all right. It's okay. Kenny, I met Kenny back in 87. I thought it was crazy, little guy running around the way he was. Kind of all over. Couldn't even keep a conversation going. The guy was on to the next topic. Crazy. But then I met them. I spoke to him offside. I said, Kenny, you got to show me how to do this. It's fascinating listening to you every day. I'm old. Can I learn to day trade at 60? He said, Chris, that's my name. Chris, you can and you will. And Kenny and I have been friends ever since. He's a fantastic guy. Humble. Tom Brady, wait a minute. Is Tom Brady getting into pickleball now? Oh, no. He's going to flag football. Raise your hand if you think Tom Brady is the strangest looking, ugliest fella in existence. I used to think that dude was good looking. He's one ugly fucker. By the way, anybody still in this robotic stock? I hope you are. All right. It's almost time to get the hell out of here. I'm probably going to go do something else with my life. Everybody all right? You guys make any money? You trade the figure? There really wasn't much going on here, but hey, while we're sitting here, 39 got you 42.50. Even if you bought the 42, you got paid. Wolf trade worked out much better than I thought, right? right? 2 times, maybe even 3 times. You know what? You should be looking to buy it again because it worked once, worked twice. So they break it on down again, try to do it again. Keith Urban does look like a woman. Why? I think he is a woman. I also think Ken Burns is a woman as well. Did you ever see Ken Burns, the guy who does the documentaries? Strange looking fella. I think it's a woman. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but Ken Burns could be a cyborg. So stock twits. You guys know who I am yet? My name is Kenny Glick. I've been trading since 1992 officially. My first trade, and by the way, you should take these notes. My first stock that I ever bought was International Game Technology, IGT. What was my broker's name? Jan Grossman. What trade did he work? Where did he work? Gruntle. Remember Gruntle? Where's my old school traders? Gruntle, remember that? They cleared for everybody. Remember Joe Patataglia? He worked for Gruntle. But yeah, you should know Kenny Glick trivia because to get into the schmooze, sometimes I ask questions like that. So IGT, my first trade, was a slot machine company. Me and my friend, we took acid and we reenacted the Hunter S. Thompson thing. We drove from LA to Vegas, tripping on acid. And man, it was a shit ton of fun. And while we were tripping and doing nitrous oxide, I noticed every slot machine was made by the same company. And I called my father and I was like, I need to buy stock. And was my first stock. And that's how it all came to fruition. Tripping on acid in Vegas, noticing that every slot machine was made by one company. I bought the stock. And you know what? It went up. I made 300% on it. IGT. And I've been trapped here ever since. All right, I'm out of here. Ryan, pleasure hanging with you. Pleasure hanging with the other 6 people on the Stock to Its website. So next week, we're going to try to get our viewership up to 14 people. Let's try to double our viewership. So you 2 million people that are not watching me, ask yourself why. Are you too busy to hang with the greatest trader that's ever been in the history of trading? Don't take my word for it. Come and experience what I'm doing live on a daily basis, banging them out, as they say in Brooklyn. Banging them out. All right? Nice hanging out with you. It's been a pleasure serving you. And if you just got paid on figure, don't sell it all because if it breaks $42.60, it's probably going to $45. All right? Y'all have a great day and be careful with that Jemmy trade because it's going the wrong way. No reason to be in stocks that are not cooperating in the greatest bull market that's ever been concocted by the government and the Illuminati. All right. Peace be with you and also with you.